Hello everyone, my name is Rob Lifson. I'm one of the VP of Sales and Business Development here at Lightspeed Trading. I thank you for joining today's webinar. It is an introduction to options trading on the Lightspeed Trader software. We try to provide a lot of content for everyone to have. You can see in our webinar section we have all of our latest webinars recorded. You can see a lot of different under Lightspeed Trader or trading strategies or analysis. We have a lot of blogs and news content as well. So we do try to provide everyone with a lot of software. I hope everyone can hear me okay. Please type yes if you can, or if you need me to make any sound adjustments before we get started here. Okay. Looks good. Okay, thanks guys. Before we get started, just our quick disclosures here. Active trading or day trading can be extremely risky. Day trading on margin or short selling may result in losses. You should always look at your risk disclosures and be aware of the risks involved. Make sure you are suitable as far as your investment objectives and your financial situation can handle the risks and your strategies. Please be aware this presentation is for educational purposes only. Nothing presented today should be considered investment advice, recommendations, guidance, or any type of solicitation for trading. Everything is purely for demonstration purposes. Any buy or sell or order that is placed is strictly for a demo, and we will only keep it in practice environment here. Okay, well, let's get that out of the way, and now you should all be able to see my screen here, the Lightspeed Trader software. Can everyone see that okay? Okay, good. So the purpose of today's class is to go over some of the options trading on Lightspeed Trader. We want to provide you with just different ways to show some of the tools and features. A lot of people ask about options. You know, a lot of people are very heavy involved in equities, so we want to just give a chance to show some additional features that Lightspeed had and give you just some of the basic setups and features and functions. So the first thing is really just how to set up your options trading page. You can see here, this is one of our standard layouts that we provide. I have my underlier, the Apple level 2 window here. I have my option level 2 window, and I have my option chain available as well. You can create a lot of different customized layouts for equities or options and shift between them. If I simply go to my page menu, I can add a new page. I can name it options, and I could build out a brand new page based strictly on some option quotes and windows here. You go to the new menu and you would select whatever windows you'd want here. I could have an option chain selected. I could have my option level 2 window. So you can build out your own option page or simply use any of the previous ones that we provide. We have predefined layouts. If you go to the layout menu, go to load predefined layout. I'm using the largest one here, the 1920 by 1080. These are all based on your screen size. So I could shift between a standard equities layout here. It's a little smaller. And then I also have a larger layout here available as well. Now all of the windows can be connected and linked together. So if I change the symbol here, you can see my option change updates. My level 2 will change to SPY and my chart will change to SPY as well. I simply have to click on the contract and it will populate in my level 2. So you can see on the top border, September 21, the 214.5 call. It's going to give me the bid and offer for that individual contract. You're also able to have a option time and sales window open, a separate one. You can see all the different prints go off. Now, this is after hours, unfortunately, so my demonstration will not be able to encounter the full scope of the data that's going to flow through on your live account, since option trading, it does not continue in the post market here, but you can just get an idea of what's available. So first I want to go through the configurations of some of these windows, and then we'll show some of the defaults and how to enter the orders as well. So for your option chain, this is one of your main windows that you're going to view. You can see the calls are on your left, your puts are on the right, and you have your strike price also indicated in the middle and the expiration date. Now you can easily adjust your basic display settings on the top menu right here. You can see I could view what date of expiration I wish to view. If I want to shift it to the 28th, I can easily change that. If I want to go to October, I can view that very easily, or I can view all dates as well, or just the near date. So it's very easy to flip between the month and the contract date. Same thing with the money. I can have a starting point from any point. I can go from the near money, which is closest to the last trade, or I could have my basis from any particular starting point as well. And then I could also increase the amount of contracts I view, the series for each particular series of September 21 here. So it'll be 10, 5 up, 5 down from the near money price. If I change my near money price to all prices, you can see I can view quite a bit of additional contracts, but most people don't need to view all those at once. You go with the near money, that's going to start you from the 215.50 as the middle point there. So guys, don't be afraid to ask questions as we go. I'll certainly try to get to them all, and if not, get to them by the end of the class as well. So you can see it also gives you the last traded price and the change of the underlier as well on the top border. Now if I right click, this is where I can start to go into some of the settings and the column configuration. If I right click, go to settings, it brings me to the menu here, and the columns can be added or removed. So if I want to add the bid size or the ask size or view the last trade, all this can be added to my available column, from my available list to my columns to display. So if I wanted to see the last time, I can add that. If I wanted to see the last trade size, if I add that, hit OK, you can see I now have additional data columns available. Yes, Quentin, you can trade the weeklies as well. You simply would select what day or strike price you're looking at. The standard contract would be the third Friday, but then any other contract would be available. Those would be the weekly contracts available. So weeklies are available there. So additionally, if I go into my available columns, we have a drop-down menu of the different data selections you can view. So there's a lot more available. Percentage change, percentage from the close, percentage from the high or low. You can all add this as data columns, either percentage change or dollar change. So if I just wanted to add one here, dollar change from the open, I hit OK. I now have that displaying as a new data field as well. I can easily move these over and change around my configuration to add additional data as well. Now you can see here as well, positions I can put on cost basis, I could put on P&L, I could put on my unrealized or realized P&L here. So if I add another data column here, I'll have my cost basis. So now if I go to my Apple, I have a couple contracts that I took on earlier, so we can just see the cost basis here. So you can see in my positions column, I have a call, a 113 call short and a 112 long for the September 23rd. So if I go to my September 23rd, you can see in my cost basis column, I have a P&L for the two open positions that I currently have. So it's a very nice way that you can track your positions and your P&L directly from the option chain in addition to your standard positions window. Now I also can go to the Style tab here, and you can change the background of your option chain. You could change the text. You could change the prints here as well, and all the data columns, the different styles, so all that would be available. So you can configure that pretty easily as well. Yes, this is available for the Mac version as well, so you can download the Lightspeed Trader directly to a Mac version. Okay, so that's kind of the option chain here. So now we would go into your option level 2. As I showed before, if I double click a contract, it will populate into my option level 2, and you can see the information here. Your expiration type, I could see that it's a weekly, or if I did change it to a other contract, you can see it's a monthly. So if I go to the third Friday expiration series on October, you can see this will tell you it's a monthly contract, so it does differentiate that for you. And then you can see the high, low traded for that, the open, close, change, last, volume. So I can easily adjust this as well. If I go to my level 1 fonts and colors, I could change the style, the background, the colors, the different fonts. Or if I go into my other settings as well, I could change my level 2. I could use different colors to differentiate my price levels, and there's a lot of different data that you can display here as well. So it's really preference, how you want to display the information, how you want to view it. Each price level would be a different color there, whatever works for you. Now you can also add different data columns to the level 1 portion. You can see what's available here. So if I want to put the bid, I just have to click and drag in the ask or open interest. I could add all this information. I hit OK, and I just put different data columns onto my level 1 as well. So everything's customizable, everything's adjustable, what data you're looking to view. Now you could also see below here, this is where the Greek data would come into play. The delta, the gamma, the theta, the vega, you can show that, or I can choose to hide it or show it. Now, there is no charge for the Greek data. If you're a non-pro user, you just have to request this from the service desk and they could have this added. If you are a pro user, there would be an additional monthly cost. Now you can add the Greek data to the option chain as well. If I go to my change columns, I go to Greeks, all the data columns would be available here as well. I could throw in the delta and the gamma, and you can show that on your option chain as well very easily. So going back to the level 2, you might see it and it might not have the buy and sell ticket on here. So all you would have to do is right click, you go to show order ticket. That's going to allow you to actually place your orders. So we'll give it an example, a very standard order. If I click on a particular price level, you can see it's going to populate my order price, but I could easily adjust the order price. I could adjust the order type. We have a limit, a market, or a stop order. And then I'd select the market, the routing destination. The SMRT is the Lightspeed Smart Route, but we also do offer direct routing as well. So there are some different fee structures for our advanced Smart Route or direct routing. So certainly you can ask us if you have questions, if you're interested in direct routing, but most people have found our smart routing is very sufficient and very quick in getting executions as well. So now if I do want to place the order, I'm buying one at 231 as a limit order. So I would place it. Now I can have my confirmations up, or I can remove them, but you can see here my confirmation buying SMRT is the route quantity 1 showing me the 21st 114 call, a limit order, price at 231. Also gives me the bid and ask for the day at the current time, and then the buying power requirement. Now, our system displays buying power on a 4 times basis, so you're going to show a 4 times buying power requirement for an option position. Even though it's non-marginable, it's the same thing as receiving straight cash, but since your buying power is 4 times your cash, the buying power requirement for your option position is going to be 4 times as well. If I click yes, you can see that order goes in. It actually executed on the demo here. So you can see that order went in and turned green right away, quantity 1 out of 1, price 230, and I could also show this in my messages window, opening 1, Apple, call 114 at 230. So I bought the 1 contract. We can now see in my positions window the 114 call at a price of 230. So if I want to then go ahead and sell it, you can do so here. Now you can see the pending order is in white, so it's 0 out of 1 is filled on the quantity. This is an open order. All I have to do is right click. I can increase or decrease that, or I could cancel that and place a new one. So if I wanted to decrease, I can do so until it gets to a point where it would get filled. And there we go. We can see it turned green, so that order filled. We can see in my positions window that it's grayed out, no more position. The P&L was 0. I bought and sold at the same price, so there was no gain or loss on that position. So it's just very easy to place your standard orders. So any questions so far just on the basic chain or the option level 2? Okay, we'll keep going here. Now, I'm just going to, to add the Greeks on your level 2, you're going to just right click and go show Greeks if it's not available. On the option chain, if you go to your columns, it would be available in your available selection. You go to Greeks. Now, if you're not permissioned for this, you might not see it, so you would have to request it. Once you have it available, you would just go to your available column. You could select any data column and add it to your option chain. Okay, now just feel free to keep typing in. You're welcome. Any questions, I'll try to always get to them here. So now you can set various order entry settings on your option level 2 here. So if I go to right click, I go to my order entry settings. This is where you can set your defaults. So maybe I'm someone who wants to always trade 5 contracts at a time. Maybe I do want to use the advanced route, or I only want to use the Philly to route. But typically, the smart would be a good choice there, but that's up to you. And then you could always do a market order as your default or limit order. So you'd select where you want to have your defaults here. 5 contracts going to the smart as a limit. Now default order price, I could always default it to the bid or ask. I'm going to select ask there. I'm going to be more aggressive. Set order quantity, your level 2 clicks. I always like the price there. Cancel button cancels last order or all orders, so you can change that as well. And then you could also alternate the buy button on the right or the left as well. So if I click OK, if I change contracts here, you can see my default now did go to 5 contracts. So it's always going to be set to 5 contracts as my default quantity. So it's a really nice way to set. So if I always want to do a market order, I can do that as well. And you can see it's always going to go in quantity 5, price is market, order type market. So your default will always update every time you enter a new symbol in there. It's going to update to your default settings. Okay, now in addition to your defaults, you can also do hot buttons and custom commands. So if I right click and go to commands, there are different orders that I can set up here. So I can do specific commands. So we'll take one for example. I'm going to do buy. I'm going to do my size here. We'll say 3 contracts. So this will be a 3 contract. Now I could do my bid or ask here with a target price. So I want to be aggressive. I'm going to buy at the ask plus 5 cents. And then you have your command to either send to the order ticket or send to the market. So you can instantly send this order out, or you could just populate your order entry ticket. I'll show you examples of both. First one will be order ticket. So we'll say buy 3 order. Now I'm going to do a different one. We'll say sell to market. And we're going to do a market order. Sell 3 market. So we add those, okay. Now once you have your commands, let's move this up a little higher so everyone can see it a little bit better. I'm going to add these commands as hot buttons. So you can see the 2 orders I just created are now available as hot buttons, along with all the other commands that we have available. So you can have your cancels, cancel your buys, cancel your sells, cancel your newest or oldest orders, your best bid, cancel all non-GTC. So all these are available as hot buttons. So I'm just going to add the 2 that I created, and I could change the color if I want to. And then I could add my sell as well. Okay. So now remember, the buy 3 order is going to adjust my order entry ticket. So if I click buy 3, you can see that updated my order entry ticket. The quantity changed to 3. The price was 5 cents above the ask, 5.60 going to the smart route. So then I would have to place the order, hitting the buy button, and go. So okay, now I have 3 contracts there. Now, even if I adjust this, let's say to 6, and I adjust this to 570, my order entry button is going to override my order form. So if I do sell 3 at the market, this order is going in right away, regardless of what's on my order form. Sell 3 at the market. And there you go. So I was able to create one order, which adjusts my order form, or I could create the orders to go in direct to as an order execution. So it's really how you want to set up your orders, how aggressive you want to be. Does that make sense to everyone? Any questions on your hot buttons and your commands? I could do another one if anyone wants to see here. So I go, once again, I go to my hot buttons. I go to my command. So I would create my new command. So we'll say, well, buy. We're going to do 5. We're going to do a buy at the bid. And I'm going to send this one to the market. So buy 5 bid. I add it. I hit OK. Now I want to add it as an actual command. So I go to the hot button, my bid 5 bid. OK. And so even though this quantity says 6, the price is 570, I hit my 5 bid. That goes in there, buy 5, 545. And then I put yes, and that goes in. So Lightspeed Trader would not display individual charting or graphs for option positions. It only does it for the underlying positions. We do have other platforms if you're looking for risk graphs and different charting configurations for options. So feel free to write to us if you're looking for some of our other platforms. Okay, so does that make sense for everyone, how to do your defaults or your hot commands and hot buttons? Very nice way to increase your speed, able to exit orders right away and to enter orders right away when the time comes. Okay, great. Now the next one I want to show you are some of the spread commands and the advanced strategies. So what you would do is you would have a different window open if you wanted to send multiple orders, complex orders together, and it's the complex options order entry window. So this is a separate order ticket than your option level 2. Now I can enter in the different information directly on my option. I could put in my call, I could choose the day, the strike, I could put all the individual information in there. Looks like I was not having it, but I could also easily enter these contracts to populate my option, complex option from my option chain. So if I right click on a contract, I could add the selected option to the COE very easily. If I click on another one, I could add that as well, and I have my two legs all together, and then I could choose what side, buy, sell, and I can choose what price. I could do my order type. I could choose what market I'm sending it to. This will display if I'm paying or receiving. So you can see if it's a debit or credit spread. Now, if I delete those out, I can also click on two different contracts on my chain. If I right click, I could add the strategy to the COE together so I don't have to do it individually. And if I say I want a credit spread, it knows to sell the higher price contract and buy the lower price contract. Once again, you can see in the pay or receive, I'm going to receive the amount, the spread, the $4, which would be $104. And then I could also easily change that if I wanted to, let's say, flip it around instead. I changed my mind. I want it as a debit. I'm going to buy the higher and sell the lower cost. And you can see now I'm paying the $104. So very easy to configure and populate your complex option entry. If I hit go, it's going to give me the confirmation here. Leg 1, buying one Apple contract, 112. Leg 2, selling one Apple, October 21st call, 114. If I hit yes, you can see the order goes in, combination at the same time. And if I want to see each leg, I just have to unlock it, and that will show each leg here. If I have my symbol just open a little bit. Excuse me. Yes, you can do different months for each leg. Absolutely. You can change that very easily. So if I wanted to go to a different month altogether, January, I right click, add that one. So I can have an October and a January. I can buy and sell here. So you can do different month strategies, calendar spreads, vertical spreads here. Now, if I highlight 3 and I right click, a different set of strategies available. This would be known as a butterfly. If I click that, you can see I'm buying 1, I'm selling 2, I'm buying 1. So it will populate according to that particular strategy as well. If I hit go, It'll give me a confirmation on all three, and also the BP requirement would be a lot higher based on this type of strategy. I could also, let's see here, if I just click on one, it could be possibly a covered call. So if I right click there, you can see I have an equity leg and the option leg. So you can buy the 100 shares of the equity. At the same time, you can sell your call to have your covered position. Jim asks, how do I highlight more than one contract? Good question. I should have explained that. You would hold the control button down and just use your mouse. That allows you to highlight multiple legs. You are able to have 4 legs at one time on the complex strategy. So yes, you can do iron condors. It's just not labeled as a strategy, but you can see I have 4 legs available. It is something I can bring up to see if we can add that as an additional strategy. But it is accepted in the windows here. So then you also have your long straddle and your strangles available. So if I right click here, I can do a long straddle or short straddle. That would be the same strike but a different side, selling both, but one's a call, one's a put. So each different strategy that applies, you can do that as appropriate, the strategy calls for. So if I do two different ones, you can see here I can do the spread, but if I do a call and a put, it'll let me highlight that as a straddle. So it's a lot of ways to be able to use that. Rolling over an option would have to be manual. We don't do that automatically. You would have to close out the original position and you would have to enter in the new position. So they would be 2 separate orders that you would place. We don't have an automatic rollover feature. Okay, so any questions on the complex strategy here? Same thing here, settings. You can set your defaults as well. If I do my order type, limit stop, my complex market that I want to send to, my order type, buying at the bid or ask, selling at the bid or ask, quantity, and leg mode, and have it either reset or chain double click to add. So if I go there, double click, okay. If I just double click, Terry, that might be a little bit easier for you. You just have to set that to double click and you can populate all the contracts very easily, and then you just have to adjust your buy and sell a little quicker. So it helps a little bit. Sometimes there are weekly options, Jim. Some of them do come and go in different months here. So maybe you're looking at October 21st. They always do add some different contracts you can find on the SPY. They do sometimes issue new contracts, weeklies, midweek as well. So you can see, that would be available here as well. The index options do have some different expiration dates as well. So now also if you're looking at the SPX, you can see that as well. You can view various index option chains here, SPX or .VIX. You are able to trade those as well. Okay, any other questions here? I hope that kind of gave you an overview of what's available here. You certainly can build your own pages, your own defaults, your own custom commands, your defaults for easy option order entry. And as I said, we do have other platforms as well. We do have a lot of other tools available, so you can always inquire to us if someone is looking to try out the software for the first time. If you're not a client of ours currently, you can always go to the website here and try a demo. Easily request a demo for the software, and always go into the resources here as well, our product tutorials. You can view all the Lightspeed Trader tutorials. We have other webinars to help you with some of the Lightspeed Trader 101. All stop orders would have to be set manually. We don't have predefined stops, so you would have to go to your order type, stop. You would have to quickly set your order price and place the order. So it's not going to be automatic as a predefined 10-cent stop, but hopefully if you're trading your positions, you're not losing your 10 cents as quickly as you can place the order. Otherwise, it probably wasn't the greatest trade in the first place, so you know that extra 2 seconds to adjust your stop price, hopefully it won't cost you anything. It really shouldn't in the long run. You should be able to place your stop orders very quickly. It's really the fastest way to place the order is exactly the fastest way for you. I mean, for me, it really would be buying 5 here with my custom buttons. I don't need my confirmations. I can take those out. So if I go into my trading menu, I remove confirm new orders, confirm option orders. So if I hit my bid 5, that order goes in right away. I hit my sell 3. My sell 3, that's the fastest way for me to place the order. It's really what's going to be the fastest way for you to do so. There's a series of buttons you can do, 5, 10, 15 contracts at a time, limit orders, market orders. So I'm personally a fan of the hot buttons, but it's really what's going to be the best for you. Okay, guys, that's basically what I wanted to show you today. Definitely feel free to request a demo if you don't have an account with us. If you do want to practice a little bit, you certainly can request a demo as well. Test out some of those defaults and those order buttons on practice trading before you go live with them. And feel free to always call in the service desk, the trade desk, to help you if you have questions. We're here to help you. And hopefully we'll have some more webinars coming up in the future, and we'll try to provide you with some more content and education and some great service. So hopefully you guys feel that we are doing so. So thank you very much. Have a great night. And this webinar will be on the website in the next couple of days, so you'll be able to view it, and we'll send out information on any upcoming webinars as well. So thanks, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Some great questions there. And have a great night. Everyone, take care.